All right, welcome back. Now, this is probably a unexpected topic. I didn't even expect to talk about this. And I've planned since yesterday morning to go live today. This was not on the menu. But you know how you get, you start researching different subjects and you have a rabbit hole type of effect. That's what happened. I don't know how many people are aware. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. Big shout out to Cruello, Wish 11 and Fiery Opal, Buster Gundo in the building. Salute to everybody. I would say most people didn't even know that there was an acne epidemic in 2023. I didn't know. But you see, the question I have, was it dogs? Now I'm going to turn it over to, I think is a dermatologist maybe. It's called the Acne channel. The Acne channel. So all you potential YouTubers, you can talk about anything. All of you should have a YouTube channel creating content talking about something. But I want y'all to listen to what she has to say.
What would you do if you found out that your beloved pets were causing your acne?
That's right.
The dirt and oil from your pet's fur can actually irritate your skin. Anytime you're rubbing your pet's fur up against your face, anytime you're near your pet, especially because they groom their fur and the
Okay, stop. Gotta stop. Gotta stop. Why? Because she's showing cats. I don't know about cats. Haven't found any information about that. Every time I look, do research on pets being the cause of acne, it's almost always dogs.
Fly that gets on their fur can cause breakouts on your jaw, hairline, chin, cheeks. But don't.
She said your hairline. Oh my goodness. Have acne breakout on your hairline.
Fur and the saliva gets on their fur can cause breakouts on your jaw, hairline, chin, cheeks. But don't worry, this is not a call to stop loving your pets.
Yeah, it is. Now you see they're showing a picture of a dog. Let's go.
Rather, this is just a call to love them a little differently in a way that helps your health and your hygiene. If you sleep with your pets, make sure you keep the comforters and sheets clean. Or
what? Keep them clean. Why? So the dog can dirty them up?
get them a separate pet bed. Anytime you're touching or playing with your furry friends, make sure to wash your hands.
No. The solution is to not own them. Just don't acquire them. Now you do your own research. You'll find results like this. They tell you that dogs can cause acne on your face. While you can't catch human acne from a dog, interactions with dogs can trigger breakouts. Saliva and bacteria, as we all should know, can cause breakouts. Oils and dander. Dogs have oily skin. A lot of people pointed this out. When you pet a dog, they got oily skin. Well, apparently they produce a lot of oil. And when you rub on dogs and touch your face, you transfer those oils, dirt, and dander onto your skin. Now, you already see what they failed to include. If you're getting dander on your skin, you're also getting excrement, dog excrement, and urine. that's also causing you to have breakouts, because dog dander is littered with dog saliva, excrement, and urine, even microscopic. So you know all of this can get inside your skin as well, right alongside the bacteria that gets trapped in your skin. How nasty is that? I want y'all to soak that in, marinate on that, dog lovers. Y'all walking around with dog poop in your face, inside of your face. So it's no surprise why so many dog lovers have horrible skin. Horrible skin. I pointed this out. This is not the first time I talked about this. And when I talked about it the first time, I saw a lot of people who agreed. And I started to hear stories from people whose skin cleared up after they got rid of the dog. Okay? Now this, it's kind of deep. I've never even heard of these terminologies. Acne vulgaris? Huh? It's a disease of the human hair follicle, blah, 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 cause inflammation. And it can cause lesions, pus-filled lesions. You know, dogs can cause you to have breakouts with things other than acne. You know, you can get pus-filled lesions, scars, and things like that. Horrible stuff. So this is called, what is this? Cutibacterium acnes. It thrives in the black pore, multiplying and triggering an immune response that results in pimples. Acne is fundamentally an internal process involving human hormones, skin cell turnover, and a specific type of specific human skin microbe. Now, I don't know how many of y'all are aware of this. I know some of you have heard about this. How many of y'all have heard of the skin infection called scabies? And, you know, I'm sorry, that's not the skin infection. That's the name of the actual bugs, if I'm not mistaken, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Scabies. They're actually bugs. And what they do, you know, they appear on the skin as a rash. You know, you look at your arm or whatever, and you see a rash. But what is actually going on, there's bugs inside your skin. Here's a animation of scabies. They burrow into your epidermis. And at the top layer, I think they burrow into your skin, man. Just like a groundhog. And dogs are notorious for passing scabies to people. Yes, they are. They dig a hole in your skin, and inside of your skin, they start to release excrement and eggs. You see this? Mite droppings, mite eggs. And the eggs, the excrement, makes the rash even worse. So with these dogs, because there's excrement, dog urine present on the dander, alongside with the dander and bacteria getting in your skin and clogging your pores and causing outbreaks, you may also be dealing with dog excrement, urine, and saliva in your skin, essentially just making your outbreaks even worse and harder to deal with, harder to manage, harder to get rid of. So now I noticed this when I was a young man. I had a crush on this girl in my classroom, but I could not get over how bad her acne made her look. For nothing in the world. And my crush dwindled over time. And it was all because over time I started to compare her face with other girls' faces. Give me a second. Let me refresh my studio. I got some weird stuff going on here. Y'all should be seeing this animation. Let me make sure y'all looking at the right screen here. Okay? I didn't understand why this crush just went away. But other girls started to look more and more attractive to me. And I remember talking to her one day. I mustered up the courage to talk to her. And when I talked to her, I was closer to her than I had ever been. And the acne looked a lot worse the closer I got up to her. And when she started talking, it just started to look worse and worse. It's like I was staring at her acne. And it was a huge turnoff. My point is, acne can have a huge negative impact on your appearance. Something that most people value. Most people value their appearance, their attractiveness. So this is another inconvenience that dogs, pass on to humans, subject humans to. Nobody want nothing like this. I don't like to have one pimple on my face. To have a whole outbreak and for it to primarily be coming from your dog, I've had people mention how they know people who have outbreaks in the same areas their dogs usually lick. Haven't we seen that? Like in the areas where they let their dog lick their face is the same areas where they start having these outbreaks. No, thank you. And I'm telling y'all, this stuff gets real complicated. Look at this. Crossover. They got different types of, what is it? Stuff I can't even pronounce, man. But they look nasty. Here's another one. This is a different type. This one right here is that cutie bacterium acne. Different kinds of acne outbreaks. This, I don't know what this is, but it's a horrible outbreak. It gets so bad, reports say people have to, come into the doctor or, the dermatologist to get it taken care of. I've never heard of such. I've had acne, especially when I was going through puberty. But it was nothing that, a little alcohol couldn't fix. But this stuff, and it gets worse. You see this word down here? Pyoderma. That's one of the conditions that you can get from your flipping dog. Look it up. Oh, yes, it is. Do you want your face looking like this? No, thank you. And just look at how nasty dogs are. All the different things they pass on to you. Think of staph infections. A lot of people contract staph infections from dogs. I'm talking about millions of people every year. And this is according to the medical experts. Whole bunch of stuff. Millions of people contract every year from their dog. And this is not something to play around with. Humans are so, I don't know what's going on. Insecurities, social dysfunctions, drives people to do a lot of dumb things, counterproductive things that works against them, right? It just doesn't operate in their best interest, and they don't care. They got this void inside of them that they just have to, deal with. Look at this. the United States experienced an acne crisis characterized by rising adult acne rates, a growing epidemic of, look at this, antibiotic resistant bacteria. That's a trademark of dog bacteria and infections. So many germs, bacteria that comes from dogs specifically that are resistant to antibiotics. There's a huge chance that this is coming, it came from dogs. Remember the 2020 lockdown? When people acquired dogs at an increased rate? Well, what do you know? It would make sense that by 2023, more people are having issues with acne. There was no real explanation for this acne epidemic. Why am I not surprised? Widespread chemical contamination recalls. Look at this. Look at their theory behind it. Dermatology clinics saw a disproportionate surge in acne, particularly among women. Uh-oh. Okay? I think women lead as dog owners in general now. But experts linked it to post-pandemic stress. No. Hormonal fluctuations. No. Environmental shifts. No. I mean, sort of, yeah, with environment. A dog is now in the environment. This sounds like a wild guess by these experts. Post-pandemic stress. Stop that. Post-pandemic mutts. That's far more likely, if you ask me. That's a practical explanation. There had to be a lot of side effects from such an increased rate in people acquiring dogs. They said that dog ownership tripled or quadrupled. It was something ridiculous. Should we expect there to be no side effects? With, so much of the population being cooped up inside of homes with dogs? The more time you spend at home with your dogs, the higher chance it is you acquire some type of infection from it. Spending more time with it. Oh, no. I believe this is the result of dogs. And it's just so sad. It's sad to see people just destroy themselves for dogs. It's not, it's subconsciously and consciously. They will happily jump on an alligator, jump into an alligator-infested river to save their stupid dog. They'll do anything. Many of these people will put their life on the line for their dog. And it's disturbing. Sad is not the way I would want to describe it. This is disturbing. But in people, there's a lot of mental illness going on with people. I was just also, as I was checking this out, I segued into other forms of acne. And that is the acne you get from steroid use. I know this is taking a strange turn. But the cause is similar. Insecurity, social dysfunction, being unhappy with yourself, unhappy with loved ones and friends. This young man is 20 years old. Started using huge amount of steroids at 20 years old. Young men at 20 years old, there's no reason to take steroids. Really, all you need to do is get some protein shake. I mean, look at this. Doesn't this look like a serious mental problem? This is self-induced. This don't even look like acne, man. Look like they got holes in their bodies. All because they're insecure, lonely, want others to look at them in a different way. I mean, this looked like craters in his back. At 20 years old, your hormones are already through the roof. Do y'all know what steroids do primarily? All it does is help you to digest protein. That's really what steroids do for you. It helps you. It gives your body this superhuman ability to process protein. So if you digest protein at an increased rate, you're going to recover faster from your workouts. The faster you recover, the sooner you can go back and work out again. And that leads to what? Increased muscle mass. You're going to grow more muscle and at a faster rate. You can get the same results from protein shakes, the powder protein shakes. That's what they made it for. But that still ain't enough. The insecurity is too much. The social dysfunction is just too much. You know, people are just willing to just destroy themselves for temporary gratification. How long do dogs live anyways? About 10 years? So every 10 years, you bring upon yourself a bunch of stress because that worthless mutt then killed over. Just unnecessary self-inflicted damage across the board, man. Something needs to be done. It's just irresponsible to have this large a percentage of your population dealing with mental disorders this severe. And all they sit back and do is reinforce it. Tell you to get more dogs. You need to get bigger. You need more steroids. Even though you're 20 years old, hormones already through the roof. Especially all you teenagers, y'all really have no business taking no steroids. But this is where we are in society, man. People are just self-destructing, and there's really no saving them. And this is another big reason why our numbers don't dwindle. They don't reduce. Once people wake up to realities like this, there ain't no going back. Once you realize how much of a negative impact dogs have on your life, especially if you got a family, you're not going to go back. Once you experience the benefits of not having these worthless mutts in your life, you're not going to go back. You're not going to go backwards. You're going to really finally feel like a real human being. Whenever you got to lean on dogs, creatures that are not even human, you're operating outside of yourself. That's why if you ask me, that's a big reason why they hoard, why they dog hoard, because they're trying to fulfill that void inside. So they think they need more and more dogs. No. You need to reform your relationship with people. With yourself, first of all, and with your family, and then with other people. It's like people just on a crash course, man. Humanity is sick, man. It's a lot of people walking around with some with a whole lot of issues, mental issues. That's why, man, when I'm driving and somebody's behind me driving real fast, I let them go past me. Go ahead and do your thing, man. I ain't in no rush. It can be any lunatic. Any lunatic. Plus, you don't know what's going on. They could be, hauling somebody to the hospital or something. Somebody could be in labor. But there's just too much mental illness in the world. And that's why it seems so crazy to me to bring more problems onto yourself that you don't need. You don't, just the expenses alone. Most people are struggling nowadays here in the United States. Struggling to pay bills, living check to check. Many of these people are dog owners. You don't need that expense. And that's just the expense. Add on all this other nonsense, and we got to question your sanity, man. We got to question the sanity of dog culture, just like we would question the sanity and mental health of a steroid abuser or any other type of drug addict, any other type of junkie. I made a whole stream on how, dog love is just like a drug addiction. They both have a negative impact on you and the people around you. And really, it's worse, right? That's the argument I made. It's worse than drug addictions. Drug addictions usually only affect you unless you have a family. But if you don't have a family and you're a drug addict, okay, fine. You're sitting up in your apartment, your house, and you high all the time, you're only hurting yourself. But if you are a dog owner, now everybody around you is in danger. You're endangering your neighbors, everybody. Dogs are worse. Dog owners are worse. They're more problematic. They're more troublesome than drug addicts. Oh, yes, they are. I think they even also argued that they're worse than gang members. Anytime you got a creature that's lethal with a brain of its own, that's known to haul off and, just attack people at random, it's hard to outdo that. It's hard to top that. Almost impossible to top that. So dog lovers, they take the cake. Y'all are a serious problem in society. You don't look at yourselves as a problem. Most of you look at yourselves and your lifestyle as a dog owner as, a compliment to communities. But it's the exact opposite. You're a menace to society. Until you get rid of that worthless mutt, you are a menace to society and the worst type of neighbor that you could possibly have. Okay? Stop interpreting my content as attacks. Look at it as just an overview of your lifestyle and the things that we have to go through. People who share society with you. Stop being so inconsiderate. That felt good, yes. Right. Now, it's so bad, man. I haven't even checked the news. I haven't even checked the news this weekend. I had to get away from dog culture, man. Dog culture is very depressing. Very depressing. And lo and behold, there has been some things going on. Uh-oh. Man stabbed to death after violent dog attack on Hollywood Walk of Fame. What in the world? How many of y'all heard about that story? I think we're about to check it out here. While we're here. Because that sounds kind of juicy. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. All right, brace yourself. Jeez. Dog culture is buck wild. What is wrong with y'all?
A family is speaking out tonight demanding justice after their loved one was stabbed to death on Hollywood Boulevard. It started with a dog attack and ended in that deadly stabbing.
Sandra Mitchell is live in Hollywood with more on the violent crime and the family's fight for justice. Sandra?
What?
Sharon, Micah, this horrific crime was caught on camera, but one of the attackers actually got away. And tonight, the victim's family is pleading for help to find that killer. These are the last moments of Barry Henderson's life, the victim of a dog attack and a deadly stabbing along the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And that's what makes it so shocking that someone could actually be stabbed to death, beaten, and bit by a dog. And
Well, I bet you the dog owner stabbed him because he was defending himself from that dog. Bet you anything.
broad daylight with no one helping.
Security camera video shows how it started, a pit bull chasing and biting Henderson. That's him in the white shirt. It happened Wednesday afternoon at Hollywood Boulevard and Las Palmas Avenue. Tonight, Henderson's family gathered at the scene.
People around, they wasn't doing anything.
When Henderson stabbed the dog to defend himself, the dog's owner and 3 other men, one with a machete, started stabbing and punching Henderson.
There you go. See what I mean? This is why I avoid and need a break from talking about this stuff. He was being attacked by this dude's dog, tried to defend himself from the dog, and they stabbed him for defending himself from the dog. 3 people. One had a machete. As if, oh, how dare you defend yourself using lethal force? How dare you use lethal force to defend yourself against a lethal creature? Let's go. This is sick.
I didn't see nobody try to come to his rescue.
Stabbing him repeatedly for what? For defending himself against a dog? See, that wouldn't have happened with me. The dog would have got roasted, and then them 3 jokers would have got roasted. Go ahead, pull you out your knife and your machete. I got something for that. D, this is why I emphasize that they should be banned. They should be banned, flat out. These lunatics are going to try to unalive you if you defend yourself from their attacking dogs.
So with all that blood, you know, you want to pick up the phone or scream or say, get away, stop or something. And I didn't see that.
The 37-year-old Henderson, badly injured, managed to stumble away across Las Palmas, but the men came after him again.
What? He was running away. He was down on the ground.
What?
He was down on the ground. He was running away, and they still continued to attack him.
Why? You know why. Oh, you stabbed Rover. Oh, you know the dog was probably whimpering. Oh, that made him real mad. Worthless mutt, probably, shaking and whatnot. And these are pit bull owners. A bunch of degenerates. A bunch of soulless, inhumane degenerates. Anybody disagree? These are the true savages of society. The true problematic demographic in society. This is crazy.
LAPD responding to an assault with a deadly weapon call outside a tattoo shop and 7-Eleven store arrested 3 suspects, but the 4th man got away. Henderson, who was a student at a local trade school, had been stabbed multiple times and died at a hospital.
My cousin was not a threat to anyone. This was his area, his neighborhood, and business owners knew him, and we just don't need that. We need more love and peace.
Love and peace? Man, lady, screw that. Screw all that. I don't want to hear no love, preaching, nothing. An eye for an eye. I wish I would have been in that situation, because I would have been prepared and I would have dealt with it how it should have been dealt with. And there would have been no remorse on my end. That story deserves its own upload. So I'll probably cover that again on my original channel. Y'all be safe out there. We'll see y'all in the next live.